All right, let's talk about the one piece of chess advice that almost everyone ignores, but the very best players in the world swear by. And no, it's got nothing to do with learning another Sicilian line or memorizing endgame theory. This could literally be the key to unlocking your next level of play.
You know the feeling, right? You're like 3 hours deep into a game. You've got a crushing position. You've outplayed your opponent completely. And then, bam, a blunder. Just out of nowhere. You hang a piece, you miss a mate in two, and the whole game just evaporates. And you're just sitting there staring at the board thinking, what on earth just happened?
Well, here's the thing. The answer isn't always on the board. A lot of the time, that game-losing mistake, it's not because you don't know enough chess. It's because your body ran out of gas. That's the core idea we're going to dive into. Your mental stamina, the ability to keep calculating deep into a game. It's directly powered by your physical fitness.
Okay, so let's talk about why the champions train. This is all about the deep connection between fitness and chess mastery. And look, this isn't some brand new idea. This has been a secret weapon for the best players for like 100 years. Let's take a look.
I mean, look at this timeline. The trend is just undeniable. We're talking way back in the 1940s, Mikhail Botvinnik was already pioneering this stuff for his world championship matches. Then you've got the legendary Bobby Fischer in '72, who famously got in peak physical shape for his match against Spassky. Fast forward to the '90s, Garry Kasparov was a huge advocate for it, saying he needed it just to survive those marathon games. And today, it's just standard. Magnus Carlsen, all the modern top players, they're all doing sports, hitting the gym, doing yoga. It's clear, the best players in history all figured this out.
And Kasparov really just hit the nail on the head here. He basically said, the body must be a reliable part of the machine. Think about that. Your mind can't do its job if your body is letting it down. You want to play like a machine? Well, the whole machine has to be in working order.
All right, section 2, the brain on exercise. This is the science behind the secret weapon. So we've seen the champs do it, but why? Why does it actually work? Like, how does going for a run in the morning help you find that killer move 5 hours into a game? The science here is absolutely fascinating.
Okay, I want you to think about your brain like the battery on your phone. Without regular exercise, that battery just drains super fast during a long game. You get tired, you start making impulsive moves, you get emotionally tilted. You make that one move and immediately regret it. But with a solid fitness routine, it's like your brain has a power bank. It stays charged, you stay in control, you're emotionally stable, and your decision-making, your executive control, is just way, way better when the pressure is on.
And what's so cool is how perfectly these benefits line up with what you actually need in a chess game. Boosts sustained attention. That means you stop missing simple tactics late in the game. Improves executive control. That's literally the definition of planning and picking the best move. Speeds up working memory. Hello, time pressure. And this one's huge. Reduces stress reactivity. That's what stops you from panicking when your opponent plays some crazy unexpected move. It's a game changer.
Okay, so hopefully you're thinking, all right, I'm in, but what do I actually do? The good news is you don't need to start training for an Ironman. So let's build your weekly chess workout, a totally achievable plan for these cognitive gains.
So the whole plan is built on 3 main pillars. Super simple. First up is aerobic training. Think running, cycling, swimming. This is what builds your cardiovascular fitness and stops you from getting mentally exhausted. Pillar 2 is resistance training. This is huge for boosting that executive function we talked about. And bonus, it helps fix that classic chess player slouch. We all know it. And finally, number 3, mobility and recovery. This is about reducing strain and keeping your mind calm under pressure.
And here's what that could look like in a real week. Just take a look. The key thing here is that this is not extreme. It's a really balanced mix of some moderate cardio, a bit of basic strength training, squats, push-ups, and plenty of recovery. The whole point is consistency, not trying to kill yourself in the gym. This is a perfect schedule for a busy adult who just wants to get better at chess.
Okay, here is a tiny little habit you can start doing like right now. It's called an attention reset. When you're studying chess, set a timer for maybe 60 minutes. When it goes off, just get up. That's it. For just 3 to 5 minutes, walk around, do a few stretches, maybe some deep breathing. This tiny break is proven to reset your focus and makes the rest of your study sessions so much more effective. Seriously, try it.
Right. Section 4, measuring your mental stamina. Because this is the big question, isn't it? How do you know it's actually working? You don't want to just feel better, you want to see it in your results on the board.
So here are a few really concrete ways to track your progress. The number one most powerful way for any chess player is this. Start counting your blunders, but only in the last 10 moves of your games. Go back through your games, and if you see that number start to go down over a few weeks, you know your endurance is getting better. You can also just track how you feel. Rate your level of exhaustion after a long session, or notice how fast you can shake off a really tough loss. That's a sign of improved emotional regulation.
But you gotta be patient. This isn't an overnight fix. The science suggests you need about 8 weeks. 8 weeks of sticking with it is a really realistic time frame to see a real, measurable drop in those late-game blunders. So stick with it.
All right, let's put it all together. Here is your immediate checklist. This is what you can do starting today. 1. Start with 3 30-minute cardio sessions a week. That's it. 2. Add 2 30-minute strength workouts. 3. Practice those 5-minute attention resets every day you study. 4. Before you play a game, go for a quick 10-minute walk and make sure you're hydrated. And 5. After 8 weeks, go back and check that late-game blunder rate. It's a simple plan, but it is so powerful.
So, here's the final thought. As you're planning out your next few weeks of chess improvement, thinking about what opening to study or what puzzles to do, just ask yourself this. Is physical fitness the missing move in your game? You spend all this time training your brain to see the board, but have you spent any time training your body to help your brain do its job? Maybe, just maybe, the best move you can make for your chess has nothing to do with the board at all.